Well, hello friends. Good day. Glenn here, and I'm very excited to announce my very first YouTube channel and very first website. And I hope you'll take a minute to hit the subscribe button and also the notification button so that you'll be the first to know each time a new episode is uploaded. So what's the purpose of my site? Very simple. It's to educate, motivate, and for you to take part in preserving our great republic. My goal is to keep these episodes short, 10 minutes, give or take a minute or two, but just enough information to whet your appetite so that you'll want to research more, you'll want to find out more about what subject I'm talking about, and for you to participate and be involved. So episode 1, let's jump right in here. Episode 1 is on Merci, Otis, Warren, a name you probably never heard of. In fact, that's another one of my goals of the episodes, is to bring info that may be not so commonly known. A lot of you know about our great country, the revolution, the great players, the Washingtons, and so forth, but there's probably things that you've never heard of, I've never heard of, and have been learning about, and very excited to share with you. And so this first episode, Merci, Otis, Warren, again, probably a name you never heard of, but very instrumental in our beginning of our country. So let's jump right in. Merci, Otis, Warren was born September 1728 in Barnstable, Massachusetts, and she died in October of 1814. So she lived around the Revolutionary time. And who better to learn about those times than somebody who actually lived it, somebody who was actually there. And so we're going to explore some more of that. And now Merci, she was good friends with the Washingtons, the Adams, the Jeffersons. In fact, her and Martha actually toured Boston. Well, I'll say that after the British came in and kind of ruined and took over the city, Merci and Martha actually saw firsthand that tragedy and the ruins of Boston. And so it definitely affected and changed her life. And now Merci was had a gift. She could write, and she did write, and she wrote poems and plays and articles that would be published in newspapers. A lot of times under a pseudonym name, because women really weren't able to really publish back in that time. Later on, she would actually publish under her name, actually a great 3-volume books on the history, rise, and termination of the Revolution. Something Adams really encouraged her to write. And she did, and she got it published under her own name, and that was in 1805. But a lot of Mercy's articles and plays were to the colonists in educating them and really attacking the royal authority and really encouraging resistance against British and the tyranny that was just getting worse and worse and worse. Now Merci, she had brothers she was very close to, a father. Later on got married and had 5 children, but early on in life she was tutored and educated. She never got to go to college like her brother went to Harvard, but she did receive a formal education through tutoring, and she was able to take that gift of hers of writing and really build on it. And her brother and her were very close. They used to correspond together, letters, and discuss politics, and she was sort of his mentor. And an interesting thing, though, is later on in life, Mercy's brother, James, went a little crazy, and he had to be institutionalized, and it really broke her heart. the one good thing that I guess you could say came out of it was that encouraged Merci to take up the mantle of her brother and really pick up where he sort of left off. What's interesting about their relationship is that as good as it was going, and as much help that he was giving her and getting her known and getting her published, which is a very rare thing back in that time for women, is that Merci wrote this 3-volume set on the American Revolution, which Adams pushed her and encouraged her to do so, until Merci started to write a few things that Adams didn't like. So much to the point that Adams was writing her regularly, literally almost page by page, picking apart and tearing apart her writing. And it got so bad to the point where they no longer talked to each other. And then this went on for years. For years they didn't communicate. They wanted nothing to do with each other. They didn't talk, any of that. And it got so bad to the point where eventually Abigail Adams stepped in and kind of repaired that relationship. Never to the point that it had been, but back to somewhat of some civility in bringing that relationship somewhat back together. Now, that's it. I'm going to end it here. I hope that was enough just to whet your appetite. There is so much more to learn and to know about Merci Otis Warren. And I really encourage you to, if you look on my YouTube channel here, and if you go to my website, you'll find more materials and books and things on Merci Otis Warren. And one particular I want to mention is the book titled A Woman's Dilemma. And it was written by Rosemary Zagari. She's a history professor at George Mason University. And there's a very fascinating interview that Liz Covart, who's a PhD in history as well, she's director of Colonial Williamsburg Innovation Studios. Liz and Rose do this incredible interview. It's about an hour or so on the life of Merci Otis Warren, and you can check that out here on my YouTube channel as well as the website. So with that, I hope that you subscribe to my page if you like it. I hope that you tell others, and go to the website. You'll find a lot more information there. And remember, the goal: to educate, motivate, and to take part in preserving our great republic. So, thank you, and good day. My goal is that these episodes would come about every couple weeks, give or take a little bit, but every 3 weeks. So look for episode number 2 in the very near future, and have a great day.